Okay, if everyone is ready, please remember if you have a question, please raise your hand and state your name and affiliation. Coach Spurrier. Okay, first question.
Coach Spurrier, Brett Norsworthy, WHBQ Memphis. Since it's talking season, I got an easy one and a hard one. The easy one, what's your favorite hole at Augusta National? The hard one, weigh in on your old boss, Dan Snyder, and the nickname of the NFL team in Washington.
Oh, favorite hole at Augusta? Gosh, I haven't played any of them well enough to have one, I don't think. I have to think about that a while. If I can't. I don't have one that I've played very well often, so I can't answer that one. What was the other question about? In the Redskin deal? That's one of those touchy subjects that I don't need to get into. It appears that most people don't like that name. That's what it appears. Whether or not he changes or has to change it, only time will tell. So I did comment.
Hey, Coach. Hunter Mandela, Bleacher Report. Which coach do you have the most interesting conversations with before the game? And do you remember like a specific thing you guys talked about before a game, like a funniest moment?
Assistant coach?
No, but with the other team.
The other team, anything too funny? Not really too much. Yeah. I generally go out before every game and shake hands with the other head coach, and just very brief. Yeah, I used to not do that, and way back, that was a long time ago, and then I realized might as well do it. Now there's still a few that don't like to do that, but sometimes I search them out. Hey, how you doing? I always say, let's hope nobody gets hurt today. I end that with, let's hope and pray nobody gets hurt today. Both teams leave the field healthy. So, and I got that from Coach Dooley, the Wake Forest Coach Dooley, not the Georgia Coach Dooley. Jim Dooley? I can't think of his first name right now. Bill Dooley, yes sir, thank you. Coach Dooley, he was an excellent coach, as well as Vince, his brother. So.
Mike Kucharski, Spurs and Feathers. Coach, how much confidence do you have knowing you've got 3 straight 11-win seasons that you can continue that run?
We approach every season pretty much the same. We think we have a good bunch of players. I know we got excellent coaches, but we also know it can go bad. It can go bad in a heartbeat. 1 or 2 guys get hurt, lose a few close ones, attitude, confidence level, all that kind of stuff. It can go bad. So we're going to try our best that it not go bad. And we're not confident of anything except we have a chance. We have good players and coaches, and we got fans. We've won a whole bunch of games in a row, 18 in a row at home. So that gives us a little confidence that that we play well at home. Need to play a little bit better on the road. But again, we approach every year pretty much the same.
Right here at the front.
Coach,
Yes.
Chris Price, WBRZ in Baton Rouge. A lot of new teams breaking in, a lot of teams breaking in new quarterbacks this year around the league. Do you think that means points might be down in the SEC this year? Does the balance kind of shift to the defenses?
I don't know. We got to go play. I know Dylan Thompson, our quarterback, is ready. He started 3 games. He's never lost one. He came in last year. Connor Shaw got hurt at Central Florida, a team that went 12-1, I think. And so he was the only quarterback to sort of beat Central Florida last year. He's ready to go. He's a good player, and we're not going to quit throwing. Mike Davis, one of the best running backs in the country, he's ready to go. But we hope to mix it up, and we hope to score as much as we always have, hopefully more.
Sandy Hooper, USA Today Sports. Who from your team do you think we're going to be talking about next NFL draft?
The next NFL draft. Well, Mike Davis will have a chance. This is his 3rd year. There's a good chance he will go pro after this year. And I was asked a question earlier, what do I say to those players? I always say, if you want to go pro, you should go. You know, they used to say if you're not a first or second round pick, don't go. But our players know that. They know all the statistics about everything. But if they're ready to leave college and go play pro ball or try to play pro ball, that's a decision they have to make. Obviously, a lot of them don't make it, and maybe they look back and say, I wish I'd stayed in college. But but they're usually old enough to make their own decision about that. So, but Mike Davis could be one that could be a high pick, I would think. And Dylan Thompson may be. Gosh, Dylan, 6'3.5", drop back passer. He's got a chance to be a high pick.
Coach Spurrier,
Yes.
Jessica Evers, WIT 42 Birmingham. How do you see the offensive team stacking up with Dylan replacing Connor Shaw?
Well, again, just talking about Dylan there, he can make all the throws and he can run a bit. Offensive line is all back. I mean, we should be pretty good. Defensively, we'll have some new guys, new defensive corners, ends. Chaz Sutton and Jadavion obviously are gone. But we got a lot of players back, all of our linebackers and so forth, our safeties. So we think we got a chance, but we're not a lot greater than any team. We're at a probably pretty even level with most people we play. So if we're going to win, we got to go outplay them that day. We can't just show up and think we're supposed to win. We got to outplay the opponent.
Hey, Coach. Jacques Doucet, WAFB-TV in Baton Rouge. As you know, it's tough to last in this league. Your opinion on Les Miles now entering his 10th year with LSU, going into a decade at LSU, the job he's done there?
He's going on 10 also? I thought he was. Okay. Well, Les has done a certainly excellent job there. LSU recruiting has always been super, and of course he's continued that. And I think his record against Alabama is pretty good also. So that's a tough side over there. I think all of us in the East admit that maybe some of those teams have been a little stronger the last 4 or 5 years. Not always, but the last several years, that side is hard to win. Our side's pretty hard too, but again, Les done an outstanding job there. No question.
Coach Brian Penner, WAKA in Montgomery. Nick Saban got a nice little raise this summer, up to $7 million a year. Just curious your reaction to that, and if you think he's worth that much money.
He's an excellent negotiator. I said that about Kevin Sumlin too. He played that Texas deal pretty well. You got to give him credit. But no, he's worth it. He is worth all of that, probably more. And yeah, sometimes people ask me how come I'm way down there where I am, but I'm not way down there. And some schools are in position to, pay guys a whole bunch, and some schools are not quite as wealthy as other schools. That's just the way it is all over the country. But we're in good shape at South Carolina. Our assistant coaches are right up there, I think 5th or 6th overall out of 14 schools. That's probably about where I am as head coach pay, somewhere in there. So we're all happy, and we're happy for Alabama, and he is very deserving of that, no question.
Coach Craig Horton from WXWX and Tupelo Miss. I wanted to ask you about newcomers at quarterback have done pretty well in college football as of late. Is it easier now for high schoolers to come into the college game, into the systems you provide, and succeed early?
Yeah, it could be. It could be because, gosh, everybody's playing the shotgun zone read stuff. All the high schools just about now are playing that. And obviously Auburn, Gus and his guys do it better than anybody. The way they were able to run the ball up and down the field last year was truly amazing. They know how to coach it. They know how to teach it. We think we're pretty good at it, but we need to wrinkle ours up a little bit more. So we've actually been watching some of the Auburn tape, and which everybody does. When somebody runs up and down the field, no matter what the other team does, you try to figure out how they're doing it. But again, they're very good at it. And the high school kids do it, so when they get to college, they're doing sort of the same stuff. And a quarterback that can run now is a lot more valuable than the one that doesn't run. So we're going to let our guy Dylan, he needs to run a little bit, but not a whole bunch. Just a little bit enough here and there.
Back here.
DC Reeves with TideSports.com. There's a lot of first-year starting quarterbacks coming into the league, more than average it seems like. Schematically, you've dealt with first-year quarterbacks a long time. How many adjustments do you have to make schematically, and have you learned any hard lessons about first-year starting quarterbacks and trying to get them adjusted?
Well, if they've been with the team, 2 or 3 years or so forth, They go to practice every day. It's just a matter of can they play when the big crowd, when they put their game uniform on and so forth. And it's sort of like a golfer. There's a bunch of us that look pretty on the range, and then we get on the course, and what happened to that range swing? You know what I mean? So all sports, though, is like that. All sports, can you play when you're under the gun, fourth quarter, and all that kind of stuff. But our guy, Dylan, he may be a first-time starter, but he's been there 5 years. He's played a little bit here and there. So he's really sort of a veteran-type guy.
Steve, yesterday Will Muschamp said that his quarterback is going back to the shotgun because you look at the numbers from 2013, whatever, and the best plays, the most yardage were the shotgun. You came to the shotgun late with Danny Werfel and won a national championship. Talk about what it looks like for a quarterback under center and what it looks like for a quarterback in the shotgun and why you prefer one over the other.
Yeah, we put Danny back there to, help the pass rush a little bit, give him a little extra step or two, and he could catch it and get rid of it quickly. So it was very helpful when we did that. The guys are in the shotgun now to run that zone read stuff. So, we went to it, I guess when I hired Sean Elliott, our offensive line coach, he'd been in Appalachian State, and they were winning championships a lot up there and beating everybody. And so when he came, I said, he sort of put in the run stuff, and so away we went. And since he's been there, we've won 42 games instead of our usual 28 in 4 years. We averaged 28 wins. School history has the most in any 4-year period, and now we've been running this zone read stuff. The last 4 years, won 42. Do you know that, Rick? Rick knew that. So it might have been when we went to the gun and the zone read stuff, and we still get underneath a little bit, and so we mix it up. Oh, yeah, it's different. It is different, and really putting it in his belly and keeping it, I don't know if I could have done it. I don't know if I'd been any good at it, because it's a quick decision. Now, Connor Shaw was very good. I keep thinking, well, he's going to let it go, and we're going to fumble, and I don't think Connor Shaw ever had one. Rick, can you remember one that we laid it on the ground? So that would always scares me a little bit, but gosh, it never happens much. So they know what they're doing.
Right here up front.
Coach, Steve Nissen, WEAR, Pensacola. Okay. Last few years, you've been very much in the mix for the SEC championship, but not quite there. How much does that stick with you that you've been close but not quite there, and what do you feel like can be the difference in getting there?
I tell you what, if we could go 6-2 and beat the team that wins the division, that's what's happened the last 3 years. 6-2 in the conference, and we beat Missouri last year, beat Georgia the other 2 years, and they went 7-1. They never lost again. So we had the tiebreaker, but we lost 2, and they didn't lose. So that's just the way it happened. And I mean, we've got Clemson at the end of the year, our big state rival, where our fans, to tell you the truth, our fans would rather beat them than win the SEC. But now I'd rather win the SEC. If I had a choice, a lot of us, but in the state of South Carolina, that's a huge game. So we don't get disappointed if we're not in the SEC game. We got that huge game, and then the bowl game. The bowl game is a huge game. And we've been fortunate to win it the last 3 years, which has made us in the top 10. We finished in the top 10 first time in school history the last 3 years. So there's more to life than winning the SEC. I tell people that, and they say, oh, come on, you've never won the SEC. You guys are not doing very good. And we haven't done that, and we admit that, and we're going to try to win one someday. But there's other things in life other than winning the SEC in college football, especially where we are. So just share that with you. We've done a lot of other stuff, but we have not won an SEC, so hopefully we can do it someday, and all the other stuff also. Okay.
Last question.
Avery Wilkes with Gamecock Central. Was there a particular moment in the past couple of years or a game where you knew that Dylan Thompson, where you kind of realized that Dylan Thompson, the program was going to be in good hands with him at quarterback?
No, not any one particular moment, but because he always played pretty well when he went in there. Connor, of course, played pretty well, very well He got a little nicked up, and Dylan actually started 3 games while Connor was there. But not just overall, but he hadn't played that much yet, so we got to wait and see. But we certainly have tremendous confidence that he can play very well. All right. Steven's here. I thought when I saw you on TV last night, Rick Henry was interviewing me. I said, did he join the media or did he join Duck Dynasty?
It's good seeing you, Coach. It's a little different on this side, I'll tell you right now. But what's the difference going to be in the offense between having Connor and now Dylan? What's the difference going to be?
Okay, Stephen, I don't think Dylan's going to run quite as much. Stephen and Connor are excellent runners. They can run up in there and run over guys and dodge guys and stuff like that. I think Dylan needs to stay in the pocket a little bit more or get rid of the ball a little bit more rather than taking off. And right now, I don't know who's behind Dylan. Usually we've always got 1 or 2 guys ready to go, but behind Dylan, there's not anybody's played much at all yet. We think, obviously, they can be good players. So we got to keep him healthy, and that'd probably be the only thing. Don't run him quite as much as you did. All right.
Thanks, guys. Coach, good luck.
All right, thanks.